Hello, guys. Hello. We are here for story time. This is Isabella. Isn't her beautiful? Or my sweet Izzy. And this is her first story time. So let's get started. We are continuing to read Peter Pan. And the title of this story is The Little House. So let's get started. Izzy's excited. Toodles stood over Wendy's body like a proud hunter as the other boys popped out of their tree holes. "You're too late," he said, beaming. "I shot the Wendy. Peter will be so pleased." Tinkerbell tinked a little laugh, flew away to hide. The boys silently gathered around Wendy. This isn't a bird," Slightly said. "I think it's a lady." "A lady?" Toodles gasped. "We have killed her," Nib said, taking off his cap, and the others did the same. "Oh no." "I think I understand," Curly said. "Peter was bringing a lady to take care of us." Toodles backed away. "I did it," he said. "I used to dream of a pretty mother would come to me, but now, when she did, I shot her." "Don't go," the others called. "I have to," Toodles said. "I'm afraid of what Peter will say." And at that very moment, Peter's call ran through the woods. "It's Peter!" the boys cried out. Excuse me. They formed a circle around Wendy's body. "We must hide her," they whispered. But before they could move, Peter dropped in right in front of them. "Greetings, boys!" he exclaimed. The boys saluted mechanically, but said nothing. "Well, I'm back," Peter said. "Why aren't you cheering?" The boys opened their mouths, but no sound came out. "Never mind," Peter said excitedly. "I have great news. I have brought back a mother for you, at last. Have you seen her? She was flying this way." Toodles dropped to his knees. She is here, Peter," he said sadly. He motioned to the boys to move back away. Peter stared at Wendy's body. He didn't know what to do. "She's dead," Toodles said. Peter took the arrow from Wendy's breast. "Whose arrow is this?" he said. He demanded sternly. "Mine, Peter," said Toodles. I'm sorry, guys. Peter raised the arrow like a dagger. Toodles didn't flinch. He opened his shirt. "Strike me, Peter," he said. Peter's arm would not move. "I can't strike," he said. "Something is holding me back." While the other boys stared at Peter, Nibs glanced at Wendy. "She moved," he said. He cried. The Wendy lady moved. Wendy had raised her arm. Nibs fell to his knees by her side and listened. She said, "Poor Toodles," he exclaimed. "She's alive," Peter shouted. He kneeled at Wendy's side. He spied the acorn button he had given her. It was on the chain around her neck. The button was against her breast. He held up the arrow. The arrow struck the button, he said. It saved her life. The tinkle of the tiny bell echoed through the woods. "It's Tink," Shirley said. She's unhappy because Wendy is alive." The boys told Peter what Tink had done. Peter was angrier than they had ever seen. "I am not your friend anymore," Peter called out to Tinkerbell. "Be gone from me, forever." Tinkerbell flew to Peter and circled his shoulders. She pleaded not to be sent away. When Peter saw Wendy raise her arm, he changed his mind. "Well, not forever," he said. to Tink with a scowl. But for 1 week, one whole week. Then he turned his attention back to Wendy. What should we do with her? One boy asked. Let's carry her into our house, Hurley suggested. She is too delicate, Peter said. We must not touch her. The others agreed. But if she lies here, she will die, Toodles said. I have an idea, Peter said. We'll build a house around her. The boys immediately set to work. In no time, they were as busy as tailors before a wedding, gathering wood and furniture and bedding. Just then, John and Michael appeared. They were exhausted and almost fell asleep standing up. They were relieved to find Peter even though he was too busy with Wendy's house to talk to them. Is Wendy sleeping? John asked. Yes, Peter said sharply. We are her servants. Now help us build her a house. The boys protested because Wendy was a girl, but they soon gave in. Peter thought of everything. Fetch a doctor, he said slightly. Or he told Slightly, Slightly walked away, puzzled, but soon returned with John's hat on his head and a solemn look on his face. Are you the doctor? Peter asked. Yes, Slightly replied. He knew it was make-believe, even though Peter didn't. When the boys disagreed, Peter rapped their knuckles. Slightly kneeled at Wendy's side. He put a make-believe thermometer in her mouth and then pretended to look at it. After he removed it, how is she? Peter asked anxiously. This has cured her, Slightly said. I'm glad, Peter cried. I will make another visit this evening, Slightly said. And in the meantime, give her a cup of beef tea. He took off John's hat when Peter wasn't looking. In the meantime, the other boys had been busy. Everything was ready to build Wendy's house. I wish we knew what kind of house she would like best, the boy said. Hearing that, Wendy began to sing. Excuse me, guys. I wish I had a pretty house, the littlest ever seen, with funny little red walls and a roof of mossy green. The boys were delighted, for that is exactly what they were building. The branches they covered were covered with red sap, and they had lots of moss on poor roof. Soon the house was finished. It was quite beautiful, with Wendy's resting comfortably inside. Peter walked around the house, ordering finishing touches. There is no door knocker, he said. Toodles hung the sole of his shoe on the door. There's no chimney, Peter said. He punched out of John's hat. Put it on the roof. Smoky immediately rose through it. There was nothing left to do but knock on the door. The boys straightened themselves as Peter politely knocked. Tink perched on a tree branch near at them. The door opened and Wendy stepped outside. Goodness. Where am I? She asked. The boys whipped off their hats. You are in the house we have built for you, Slightly said. We hope you are pleased. It is a lovely little house, Wendy said happily. We are your children, the twins exclaimed. With that, all the boys fell to their knees. Oh, Wendy, lady, be our mother, they pleaded. Should I? Wendy asked, am I only a little girl? That doesn't matter, Peter said. What we need is a nice motherly person. Oh dear, Wendy said. This is just what I believe I am. You are? The boys cried. We knew it at once. Very well, Wendy said. Then I shall do my best. She looked at the boys gathered around her. Now, come inside and once your feet are at once. Your feet are damp, so I shall have to put you into bed. But first I will finish the story of Cinderella. The boys crowded into the tiny house with glee. Soon they were all tucked in bed and fast asleep. Wendy slept too, but Peter stayed outside with his sword drawn to protect the little house against pirates and wolves. This was the first of many joyous evenings the Lost Boys spent with Wendy. Aww. And that was the end of chapter 6 of Peter Pan. Next week, we will read chapter 7. Just a moment, guys. Okay, we're back. We are going to read Frog and Toad. It's called A Swim. Toad and Frog went down to the river. What a day for a swim, said Frog. Yes, said Toad. I will go behind these rocks and put on my bathing suit. I don't wear a bathing suit, said Frog. Well, I do, said Toad. After I put on my bathing suit, you must not look at me till I get into the water. Why not? Asked Frog. Because I look funny in my bathing suit. That is why, said Toad. Frog closed his eyes, and when Toad came out from behind the rock, Toad was wearing his bathing suit. Don't peek, he said. Frog and Toad jumped into the water. They swam all afternoon. Frog swam fast and made big splashes. Toad swam slowly and made smaller splashes. A turtle came along the riverbank. Frog, tell that turtle to go away, said Toad. I do not want him to see me in my bathing suit. When I come out of the river, Frog swam over to the turtle. Turtle, said Frog, you will have to go away. Why should I? Asked the turtle. Because Toad thinks that he looks funny in his bathing suit. He does not want you to see him, said Frog. Some lizards were sitting nearby. Does Toad really look funny in his bathing suit? They asked. A snake crawled out of the grass. If Toad looks funny in his bathing suit, and the snake, said the snake, then I, for one, want to see him. We want to see him too, said the two dragonflies. Me too, said a field mouse. I have not seen anything funny in a long time. Frog swam back to Toad. I am sorry, Toad, he said. Everyone wants to see how you will look. Until they go away, said Toad. The turtle and the lizards and the snake and the dragonflies and the field mouse all sit on the river bank. They waited for Toad to come out of the water. Please, cried Frog, please go away. But no one went away. Toad was getting colder and colder. But he was beginning to shiver and sneeze. I will have to come out of the water, said Toad. I am catching a cold. Toad climbed out of the water. The water dripped out of his bathing suit and down on his feet. The turtle laughed, the lizard laughed, the snake laughed, the field mouse laughed, and Frog laughed. What are you laughing at, Frog? Said Toad. I am laughing at you, Toad, said Frog, because you do look funny in your bathing suit. Of course I do, said Toad. Then he picked up his clothes and went home. That was the end of that chapter of Frog and Toad. So let's get ready to read one more book, and then we're going to do a tag. Alright, we are going to read Babar's, I don't know, Barbara's Picnic. I'm sorry guys if I butchered these names. I'm not good at pronouncing names that I don't know. So let's see what we got here. Alright, let's have a picnic, said Babar. A picnic, said Celeste. I will find the perfect spot. Babar, said Celeste, and Celeste go to the garden. No, 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 said Celeste. I do not see the perfect spot, but I do see... Cornelius. A picnic, says Cornelius. I will find the perfect spot. Babar, Celeste, and Cornelius go to the park. No, 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 says Cornelius. I do not see the perfect spot, but I do see... Seafire. Seafire? A picnic, says Seafire. I will find the perfect spot. These names are strange. Like I said, these names are strange. I trying to read the Seafire. A picnic with Seafire. I will find the perfect spot. Babar, Celeste, Cornelius, and Zipper go to the beach. No, 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 says Zipper. I do not see the perfect spot, but I do see... the old lady. A picnic, says the old lady. I will find the perfect spot. Babar, Celeste, Cornelius, Zipper, and the old lady go up the hill. No, 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 says the old lady. I do not see the perfect spot, but I do see... Cousin Arthur and then the children. A picnic, says Cousin Arthur. We will find the perfect spot. Babar, Celeste, Cornelius, Zipper, the old lady, Cousin Arthur, and the children go. This turned out to be a whole town affair. Sounds like the whole everybody's coming. My goodness. Back to the garden. Hurrah! Hooray! Says Celeste. This is the perfect spot, after all. How cute stories. So thank you all for joining us for story time. And I wanted to say this is Izzy's first story time, first of many. And I apologize for missing last week, but I was busy with family. So, and also I want to give a big, huge thank you all. Guys, I'm one away from 200. And once I hit that 200 mark, I will do a giveaway. Thank you all so much for subbing and your comments on my videos and your kindness, guys. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much. So, with that being said, I'm going to get off here and get ready to do a tag. So y'all have a wonderful day. Have a great weekend, not just a good weekend. Much love, everyone. Bye-bye.